to the bowl game in a second, but that was a pretty good all-conference day you guys had yesterday. Yeah. Have you ever had that many? I mean, thinking back to probably your SoCon days, maybe, since you had that many guys on first team?
Yeah, I think it was the SoCon days. I think it was like 07 was one of our best offensive years we've ever had here. We had just about everybody on offense got all conference. I mean, it was phenomenal, maybe 10 out of 11. And but what we did in the Sun Belt this year was really, really good. And we talked to the team today about it is the fact that when you have a good football team and you play well, then you're individually going to get noticed and get some notoriety. And it was, obviously a proud thing for us to get those kind of guys, and particularly 3 offensive linemen on there. And I think we have 5 first-team offense, and that's pretty remarkable. And but we're proud of that, and for those guys to get recognition. And I think more importantly, if you ask our guys, it's about winning football games and winning the conference. I think is the most important thing.
In terms of Toledo, a little bit unusual to be playing the same team again. That's obviously a staff you're very familiar with, and then to be seeing them again this year. They've got some different players, but I'm sure schematically they're pretty much the same. I mean, does it make your scouting any easier understanding them from last year's game, or are they different enough from personnel perspective that you really have to kind of pay attention to some new bodies over there?
Well, this is, as a coach, this is my 5th bowl game, and it's the 3rd one against Toledo. So it's kind of, out of all the teams in the country, now you got to play them again, for the 3rd time. So that's kind of different. But we look at it each year. I think we've looked at it in that individual team. So this year we're the same thing. We're breaking down the games from this season to see tendencies. I think it's over a period of a year. You change a little bit. I think, but predominantly the schemes are the same. But they do have a few different players. But they're trying to do the same thing that they've done the last year. And we predominantly are too. So I think having played each other, I think you get a little bit of a feel for how we wanted to attack them and vice versa. So, there'll be a little cat and mouse, I think, as we start this football game on the 23rd. But I think overall you just kind of look at what they've done this year, and that's kind of what you go off of.
Now that it's out there, are you happy to have like a new city, new experience?
Well, I think number one, we're happy to go to a bowl game. Right. I think I never want to take that for granted. The chance for extra practices, and I think to get these guys reward of a really good season, I think is great. It is neat for these seniors to be able to go to a different city and to experience a different vibe of a bowl game. And it's a game that we've played in before. We played South Alabama 2 years ago, and we're staying in the same hotel and all that. So we are familiar with it, I think, but I think the experience of the bowl and being able to go do some different things, I think that's neat for our guys. And I think, we're glad for our seniors to be able to go to a different spot.
He actually kind of mentioned a little bit. You're good friends with the staff, especially.
Yeah.
Jason Campbell.
Yep.
Candle.
Yep.
Just kind of elaborate on that a little bit. I know you kind of did last year.
Yeah.
It's a new year.
Well, Candle's one. In this profession, you really don't talk to a lot of coaches out there. And he's one of the ones I do. We've kind of bounced ideas in the off season off of each other and that kind of thing. And our programs are very similar. The fact that I was up there for 1 year, and he's visited down here before in the past. So we are doing a lot of the same things that we know each other for doing, and our cultures are very similar. Both teams play extremely hard. So, and then our relationship, it doesn't change. Whatever happens the 23rd, just like last year, we still hang out and talk and all that. So, you don't have many friends in the business, but the ones you do have, you respect. And I got a tremendous amount of respect for him and his football team, and we know we'll get their best shot.
Normally,
you invite him down for fishing trip or whatever you like to do?
No, well, he hadn't come in a few years, but it's probably, I don't know, it's been several years back when they came down. And I've taken our whole staff up to Toledo. Back in 12, we took the whole offensive staff up there. And that's when Coach Beckman, I think Matt Campbell was running the team at that point in time. I think he was the head coach. So, but again, philosophies are the same. So I wanted our staff to see, how they practice and all that. So, but it's very similar and very similar cultures. And I think that's why we've both been so very successful.
I just thought hanging out or something.
Well, we hang out like, if we go to different things at the ASCA convention or in Arizona where head coaches go out and meet in Phoenix every year, we hang out there. So whenever there's some spots that we're actually there together, we'll get together and hang out and just converse about old times and that kind of thing.
normally we'd hit you up on the offensive side of the ball, but given that Woodside is back and their offense is so prolific, as you guys are trying to plot for these guys defensively, what is it that makes him so good? I mean, he just, it seems like I don't know, he's got a little bit of a Drew Brees kind of vibe for him. He just knows exactly what he's doing and how he wants to do it. What makes him so tough?
Well, number one, he can throw the football. He's extremely accurate, and sometimes when guys are accurate, they can be accurate out here in practice, but he's accurate in the game. He understands what defense is trying to do. He puts the ball in a place to be able to catch it. He takes care of the football. What is he, 2 or 3 interceptions on the whole season this year? He's the all-time leading passer in Toledo history. They've had some really good quarterbacks over the years, and he's just a football player. I mean, Brees is a good comparison, I think. I mean, he gets the ball out there. I don't think he's got just a huge cannon of an arm, but he knows when to throw it, where to throw it. And he understands their offense and what they're trying to do and how to attack defenses. And he's prolific. I mean, he's a really, really good football player. And you couple that with a really good offensive line, and now they have another running back this year. I think it's first team All-MAC.
100 yards.
Yeah, so they can run the football. And so now you're looking at a double-headed monster with to be able to run and stop the pass. I mean, it makes it extremely difficult. And that's why they're able to score a lot of points on teams. And when they take care of the football, they're hard to stop. And, so obviously we got our work cut out for us on that side of the football. And then I think we got to help offensively. I mean, we got to keep their offense off the field. I mean, so I think as we get into this over the next few weeks, we got to devise a game plan to really, for both sides, to feed off of each other. And I think that'll give us an opportunity in this football game.
Looking at last bowl game,